Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Daniel Cho, aka Freedom Warrior. Thank you for joining me on today's live. And today we have a very, very special guest, who is also my mentor. Okay, who taught me how to do sales when I first got started. And his name is Jay Lee. Okay, he's my sales ninja. I'm super happy to bring him on the show today. He's gonna share with us, okay, all his tips and strategies that how he close high ticket sales for all his clients. Okay, if you don't know him already, he is one of the best closers in the high ticket industry. Okay, so let's welcome Jay Lee to the show. What's up, Jay? How are you, brother?
Hey, superstar. How's it going?
Good, good, good. Nice to see you. So, guys, before we get started, right? Well, if you are watching this live, please drop hashtag live. If you are watching this on replay, please drop hashtag replay. Okay, today's training is super, super valuable. Let's get this video out to as many people as possible. Okay. Hey, thank you, Facebook user. Glad to be here with us. Sorry, I cannot see your name. So, just very quickly, okay. Jay Lee, he did he closed over $1 million in sales, okay, in just 90 days while working part-time, okay, which is crazy. So Jay, tell us about your background, your story, how you got started, become a closer.
Yeah, sure. So it didn't start out that way, that's for sure. And I didn't plan on becoming a high ticket closer or a sales ninja or whatever people call me. It really started off as a fairly struggling, poor immigrant family that moved from Korea to Toronto, Canada. And, I grew up as one of the youngest of three boys. And because I kind of was under the shadow of my older brothers and sheltered in this family, this immigrant family where, nothing came easily. You had to work 10 times harder than everyone. My parents didn't know the language. They had to get re-educated and all that stuff. So life was difficult. Life was a challenge and it was a struggle. And, I actually was an introvert, a former introvert, if you will. And if you can believe that. And then long story shorter, I came to faith in Christ at the age of 18. And I had a supernatural experience with the Holy Spirit. If you don't know what that means, I can explain it on another maybe podcast interview or another show with Daniel, also a man of faith, and just wanted to share that was the transformation from literally an introvert to an extrovert. I can't explain it except it was supernatural. Ended up going into banking with one of the largest banks here in Canada, in Toronto, Canada, and then ended up going into pastoral ministry for over a decade. Ended up doing a master's of divinity in one of the largest seminaries here in Canada. And then because I was on ministry support, which means you have to raise support to, raise money for your salary, married with 3 kids and living in Toronto is very, very expensive. Average home for a 3-bedroom, 60-year-old house that needs repair is about $1 million to $1.5 million starting. So very expensive to live here. So I was down to about $1,000 a month in my monthly salary, and I could not survive. So in my desperation, the newspaper route didn't work for me, Daniel. It couldn't pay the bills. I was literally getting less than minimum wage, and I was thinking, could I Uber drive? Could I deliver pizza? And then I came across, some person that was doing some coaching, and I literally didn't know what they did because I was in pastoral ministry for 10 years and traveling around the world and sharing the gospel, all this stuff. And I saw this guy, I think through an ad and through LinkedIn, and I literally DM'd him. I pinged him and I said, I don't know what you do, but I want to learn what you're doing and I want to see if I can work with you. And literally within 24 hours, I got a job. So that was my entrance into the high ticket sales world.
Wow, that's crazy. So how long have you been doing like high ticket closing?
It's been about 5 to 10 years. It's a little bit blurry because there was overlap when I was doing pastoral ministry. So I was doing that very part-time. I still am to this very day doing it part-time. So I'd say close to 10 years. And then previous to that, I was doing 10 years of pastoral ministry experience.
Wow, amazing. And before you, because I remember if you guys don't know already, okay, I've known Jay since I first got started. Okay, we're gonna talk about that history. I couldn't believe why Jay would take my call at the beginning. Okay, because I was dead broke at that time. So Jay, you were running the largest bank, right? You were the trainer and also the sales how should I call it, sales director, sales manager, to run the
I,
entire nation sales team, right? Tell us a
so
little
I
bit
was
about
a national sales manager for Visa, for one
that.
of the
Uh-huh.
largest banks. I wasn't training, to be honest. I was actually starting off at the bottom, which is really like, for lack of better words, when people have a system and they have operations. My job in the beginning, the entry level position when I started, was doing process mapping. So I literally used Microsoft Visio, and I probably put together a couple thousand process maps of the flow charting and the direction of where the sales process goes. And I didn't realize that through doing hundreds if not thousands of hours of process mapping, that was preparing my mind to reverse engineer how to grow businesses. So it
Mm-hmm,
was
mm-hmm,
actually a good training ground that I didn't even know that God was setting me up for.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow, amazing. So let's talk about, I mean, let's bring people back to history a little bit. I mean, let's talk about the first time I met you, right? I remember that was back in 2020 when I first got started with my affiliate marketing business. I was so confused. I didn't know how to make my first sale online. So I mean, coincidentally, I mean, I tried to look for solution, right? Then I encountered Jay Lee, and Jay Lee was very kind enough and to gave me some guideline. And later on, I started working with Jay. So tell us a little bit about that history, because I believe a lot of people were in the same situation as where I was before. So that they are trying to find their success online, but they don't know how to close sales. Okay, so what would be your guidance? Okay, like how they can start and find that initial success through the power of making sales, even if you are introvert.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one thing that has been a thread or a common theme that I've seen in you and with a lot of entrepreneurs that really want to be successful is your hunger. Like, there's very few people that are more hungry than you, right? And you've been laser focused and trying to figure out ways and investing, hard-earned money and money that you didn't have. I remember your story,
Mm-hmm.
um, and to help accelerate the results. So even if you're an introvert or an extrovert, there are ways that you can close sales. And one of the things that I teach in one of my master classes is, I think people have lost the art of listening. The
Mm,
art of listening is key because a lot of times people will be training you how to sell, how to do a sales script, how to take charge, how to take control, how to facilitate, all these wonderful things, and most of them are correct. But one of the factors I find lacking in sales training that I've seen and I've been under is the simple art of listening to understand to acknowledge whether or not you can actually help them or not, because many coaches or many mentors will just try to take your money and run, unfortunately,
mhm, mhm,
versus I disqualify as many people as I can, because I know that for people that come into the program and they're not a good fit, they're going to be the biggest headache. You're going to waste
mhm,
their time, they're going to waste your time. And I just want to help people to get results. I'm not actually
mm.
looking for more clients, I'm looking for more case studies.
Right, right, right. And a lot of people are watching this interview right now. Okay, so basically, I also run my own coaching program, and a lot of beginners, when they first got into my program, right, I have them go out there because they don't have any results yet. They need to build relationship and get to know. I mean, get themselves out there, right? So the first few, I mean, first 2 weeks. I basically have them go out there to provide a free service like 30 minutes Zoom call, but and for the sake of just help as many people as they can, but in the meantime go through the process collecting testimonials. Okay, if you guys don't know this, I mean, this was Jay taught me, okay, when I was in his sales mastermind class. Super powerful. um okay, so let's talk about I mean, let's talk about that. Tell us a little bit how you did $1 million in 90 days. I mean, what exactly did you do?
Yeah. So I think with piggybacking off the art of listening, one of the things that I've done that I want to, share with you guys who are listening and watching the replay, and Daniel, you've done really well, is I really consciously look at sales as serving. look at sales as serving. And when I serve, I actually detach myself from the sale completely.
Mm,
So I'll give you one example. I had a 71-year young lady, sweet lady, get on a free value call. This is what I taught Daniel, and this is what teach my students. And you can literally, offer these 15, 20-minute value calls in your zone of genius, whether it's mindset training, life coaching, relationship coaching, marriage coaching, health coaching, helping people lose weight, sales coaching, whatever it is that you're offering, offer a free value call in exchange for a video testimonial. One of my clients literally got 30 video testimonials in 5 days. So now her
oh,
social proof is soaring through
oh,
the
wow.
roof, and she's getting clients really quick, actually. And so the point being is, with the 71-year young lady, I gave her a free value call, and I looked at her process, and I just identified some gaps, which were very many, to be honest. And that's going to be a difficult call because of age, life stage, maybe technology, like different things, right? And just
Right.
a lot of people that I know that are older in their age, are more set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
So after giving this value call, she was like, "That was incredible what you did." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And then she says, "I would like to hear more about your services or your
Mm-hmm.
program." And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, okay. I'm actually, this is not what the call is for. This is to just keep the integrity of this value call. There is no sell, there's no upsell, there's no obligation. I just wanted to give you value because, I want to at least help one person every single day as part of my paying it forward." And she
Mm-hmm.
goes,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I know what you're doing. I just want you to pitch me. I want you to sell me or share your service to me." So I said, I literally did not have anything ready. I didn't have like my deck. I didn't have my sales script. I really just wanted to serve her. And when I say sell or sales, I say serve people. And so I was like, okay, let me just pull up my offer. I had to pull it up from my document, and I just ran through the high level. And she's like, okay, so what's the investment? I share the investment. And she's like, how do I start? I said, here's a pay link. And she came into my program literally 24 hours ago. And that
Wow.
was a free value call. I'm like, I'm not even trying to sell her.
Right, right, right. And I remember, right? I mean, yeah, guys, take notes, man. I mean, it's don't overlook it. Okay, this is from JD, years of experience. He. I mean, J works with like 7, 8, 9 figure earners. Okay, so I remember when I first time spoke to Jay over the phone, right? I mean, I think I saw some kind of like free value post, something like that. So I scheduled a Zoom call with you. Initially, I mean, because I was so desperate, right? I tried to basically pitch anybody that whatever I have to offer, right? Try to make few bucks here and there. So once I got on the phone with Jay, initially I was thinking about, okay, let's see what this call is about. Maybe I can have the chance to recommend whatever tools I was promoting to Jay, right? And during that phone call, you know what happened? I mean, I'm talking about I noticed that energy shift. Okay, on that call, Jay didn't pitch me at all, not at all. Okay, but after the call, you know what I did? I ran downstairs, told my wife Selena. I said, "Oh my God, this guy is so powerful." I mean, I I don't know why I had that thought to think about that. I would even try to sell him, but what Jay did on that call, he didn't try to sell me anything, but I was the one who keep chasing after him after that call. Okay, so if you know how to do this, I mean, I know a lot of you guys seeing my results, okay, and you are wondering why people come to me, okay, even if I don't call DMing people, I don't do cold pitch at all, why people come to me, okay, there are certain ways you can do you can do this correctly, okay, just like what Jay said, focus on serving, okay, that's the minimum you should do, focus on serving, and then you can keep learning all the strategies, all the tactics. So, Jay, tell us a little bit about your new program. Okay, your sales ninja masterclass. Tell us about your this coaching program. Why you want what made you decide to create a program like this?
I didn't actually want to. I was closing and closing a lot, as you can imagine, and making more money than I have in my entire life. So life was good. But I literally had people knocking on my door, like, like yourself. You like I didn't chase you. People came to me and said, "Listen, how on earth are you closing 81% close rates? How are you doing 96% cash collected? How are you closing, 6 figures a month or more?" Like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just doing it, right? I didn't know anything. I didn't know if this was good. I didn't know if it was bad. I didn't know the KPIs. I didn't know the metrics. I'm new to the industry at that time, and I just was trying to figure stuff out and staying quiet, staying in my lane. And even to this day, I don't know anything. Who am I? I'm nobody. Nobody knows me, right? So, stay hungry, stay coachable. I think for me, it was like, I just continued to have to serve, like you said, to listen and to provide as much value, under promise and always over deliver. You do that better than most that I know. And people come to you. So I don't actually need to really, it's like, how do you sell without selling? You just over deliver every single time. And once people see your results, let the results speak for you. So when I get on calls, I don't have much objections. It's just really like, can I afford you? And what's the payment plan? And then that's a
Right,
good
right,
problem to have.
right.
I don't know if I answered your question. Ask your question again because I got so lost in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
train of
yeah.
thought.
You did. I mean, yeah. I was trying to. I was asking that what made you decide to create a program like this, but
Oh,
yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
let me finish that. So what happened was I had so many people asking me how I was doing that, how I was getting all these results, and I just kept saying, I don't know, and is this good? And they were like, dude, like, you know what the industry stats are, the average? I'm like, I have no clue. And they were like, well, close rate, if you get like, I don't know, 20%, 30% close rate, that's pretty good. You're getting like an 80+% close rate. That's like unheard of. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And then they said cash collected, you're looking at 15, 20, maybe 30%. If you're doing above that, that's above average. If you're doing 96% consecutive months, dude, what are you smoking? What are you drinking? Like, I want that Kool-Aid that you're having. And so I had literally like 6-figure coaches start coming to me, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure, Eli Wild. We did a podcast interview a couple weeks ago. And then I have a 10-figure guy, 10-figure sales coach, who I'm
Mm,
getting mentored by. And he's like, dude, what are you doing different? How are you getting these numbers? And how much does your program cost? Because I need to like invest in you to learn what you're doing. Because really, people who are very successful are the ones who are humble, who are coachable, and who buy all the programs. Like, you look at all the top producers in the sales industry, in the coaching industry, they've spent and have no problems buying all the masterminds in the programs so they can learn to build the assets, the skills, so that they can generate, 5-10x ROI. So based on the
yeah,
demand, I created the program.
yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you guys, uh, again, if you're watching this live, drop hashtag live because I see some people are just coming on the show right now. If you're watching this on replay, please drop hashtag replay. More importantly, okay, drop your questions in the comment section down below. And because I'm gonna have Jay go back to your questions, okay, trying to give you as much value as possible. Okay, it's very difficult for me to book Jay to bring him on the show. Okay, so make sure put all your questions in the comment section down below and I will pick some good questions then help you guys ask Jay. Okay, any sales questions you have, any challenges, any blockage, just use this I mean, let's use this opportunity. Okay, let's use this opportunity and ask Jay. So Jay, so tell us a little bit about that. What would be your vision? Okay, what's the biggest problem you and your team that you guys can solve with your sales ninja coaching program? The biggest problem you see in the industry, in the high ticket closing industry or coaching industry, what's that one biggest problem your program can solve?
There's so many, but I think the one that seems to stick out the most is people don't have confidence in their offer because they're lacking clarity. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have confidence in their offer because they're lacking clarity. They don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
position, they don't know how to market, they don't know how to message, and they don't know how to brand. And because of that, they're kind of like spraying and praying and hoping that money will land on their laps. But because they haven't got the foundational, the first things first, if you will, it's more of like a just hope like the spaghetti sticks on the wall, right? But foundationally, like when you build a house, you can have this beautiful, empire of a house, but if the foundation is not dug deep and is not the foundation is not done properly, leaks, foundational cracks, and eventually, even in Miami, there was like a huge condo resort that completely collapsed and 80 people were killed. That's what happens when the foundation is not properly put into place. So to answer your question, I think the clarity in the offer, which Alex Hormozy talks a lot about. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have this resource, I highly recommend 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozy. He teaches
Mm-hmm.
you how to get clarity on that offer, and in real time. And in my first onboarding call, I typically get people their offers dialed in, their pricing model secure, and their ideal client avatar laser focused. So that's a very, very important piece or component that our Sales Ninja Pro Accelerator helps solve very quickly.
Amazing, amazing. So, brother, what kind of clientele you serve? Okay, because people hear these big numbers. You work with 7, 8, 9, 10 figure earners. So, what kind of, I mean, what kind of clientele you serve?
Yeah, I think the landscape is changing as I grow in traction and with the proof of concept. But currently, it's high ticket coaches. That's my main focus. Course creators fall into that. Um, Closers. Uh, let's just say I have about 20 to 30 people knocking on my door right now in the last 30 days, and each person that is knocking on my door are significant. Like we're talking like multi 7, 8, 9, 10 figure coaches. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to sift through, which opportunities, which joint ventures, which collaborations. But what I've been getting asked a lot for the future is, Jay, can you create some sort of, I don't know, agency or sales academy where people are vetted in your program? Let's say they did 100 hours of Sales Ninja training. They go through the dojo. They get like from a white to a black belt type of thing. People are looking for vetted, trusted salespeople who have gone through the ringer, who have gone through handling objections, building rapport, selling without sounding salesy, sleazy, and making prospects sleepy with boring offers, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how to do that. So we're looking at the possibility in the future, if not the near future, of building and creating an academy where we can vet people, train them into our program. And then I literally have every single day multiple coaches saying, I need a closer, I need a setter, I need a closer, I need a setter. And they keep coming to me. And I'm like, this is something that everyone wants and needs. So I'm like, when the market demands it, that's why I created the other program. So now, as this problem continues to grow, people are really, really wanting to pay for that pain to be removed.
Right, right, right. Uh, okay. One question. I see the question came come in. Before we get to that question, one question from me I forgot to ask earlier. What's the definition of high ticket to you? Everybody talk about high ticket, right? Everybody definition could be different. So what's the
Yeah.
what high ticket mean to you?
Yeah, high ticket is a very interesting term that can vary between niche, like whether it's affiliate, whether it's health, whether it's mindset, like transformational. So, if for simplistic terms, I would put high ticket in, let's say $3,000, give or take 1,000 or 1,500. So 1,500 to 5,000 would be kind of high ticket. I like the higher, which is 3 to 5 minimum starting. Typically, the blueprint is like you'll have a course, you'll have a mastermind that's a group training, and typically the blueprint is like a 12-week program where you can charge 3,000 to start, and then as you get proof of concept, validation, market method resonance, that you can change it to 4 or 5, and you see all these different coaches saying, we got 10 spots left, the prices are going to go up $1,000 type of thing. You
Hmm.
do that very well too.
Yeah.
But the coaches that I'm working with, $10,000 is low ticket. So
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
there's coaches that I work with that their minimum coaching program is like 15 to 20K,
Hmm.
50K, 100K, 150K, right?
Hmm.
Ish.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think the 3 to 5 is a starting point, and then when you get traction and when you become like a 2 comma club award winner or someone who is very, an influencer, the price keeps going up. If you're doing one-on-one elite masterminds where an influencer like yourself, 7-figure earner, it's going to cost a lot of, it's going to cost a lot more for someone to get your time. So you got to charge them a tremendous amount because it's not worth it for you.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, because the reason why I want this coming from your mouth, especially as one of the best expert in the industry, right? In the coaching and also high ticket sales industry. I mean, because a lot of viewers, I got this question a lot. Okay, people sometimes, especially for people who are just starting out, especially people don't see the full picture yet. Okay, sometimes they may think it's hard for them to sell like 3K, 2K, 5K program, right? And they don't
Yeah.
they probably don't realize that there are some program out there is $100,000, okay,
Oh
fifty
yeah.
thousand dollars, hundred thousand
Yeah.
dollars.
Easily.
Yeah,
Easily.
yeah, amazing, amazing. So yeah, that's very interesting. And also, I heard that you have a show coming up, right? You do have your show coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that a lot of us coaches, creators, entrepreneurs we lack is not only finding our voice but finding a platform. So I talked to some live launch coaches, and I highly recommend Jim Beard and Molly. They are my live launch coaches, and basically they were able to generate 7 figures without doing any outbound, without doing any outreach, without doing any honeypot posts, without doing any organic. It was like because they had this show and people were being attracted to the show, they were able to generate, over $1 million just from
Wow.
people watching the show. And, once you're in the show like this, imagine we do this weekly and people come and people build rapport and trust. And it's kind of like we're jamming, we're having fun. And the likability is there, the trust is there. They feel like they know you. Then people are like, hey, I'm interested in joining your program with the Freedom Warrior or Sales Ninja, because that's where your zone of genius comes in, when you are live and when people experience you. So the live show, I think, is something that is fairly new in the space that I want to leverage and be an early adopter. And
Mm-hmm.
because I know what it can do, I've partnered with these guys, Jim Beard and Molly, and we're launching next Tuesday. It's going to be a twice weekly Sales Ninja show, brand new launch. We're going to be launching in my free Facebook group at www.gosalesninja.com/Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group where strategies, tips, tricks, hacks, how to increase your social proof, how to blow up your sales, how to grow your business. There's free resources in the guide section. There's free PDFs. There's a lot of free stuff. I do a lot of lives. But what we're going to do moving forward to kind of level up is we're going to go into the studio like we are right now. Every Tuesdays, I'm going to be doing brief and amazing trainings to help entrepreneurs like yourself crush it and get real results. And then Fridays, next week is Friday the 13th. And we're going to be doing a hot seat Q&A. So I'd love to have you on the show where we can help you and your audience get unstuck with any sales questions that you have.
Beautiful.
So we're going to be doing that every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Beautiful. So twice a week, right? Twice free Sales Ninja training every week, and people can get access to it. Okay, make sure you guys just join the Jay's free Facebook group. Okay, then www.gosalesninja.com/Facebook group. Okay, make sure you join that, and let's take some questions. Let me see. Um, Okay, this question from Facebook user. What is the first question you ask a prospect once you have done listening to them for a bit? What's the most common objection, if any, and how do you overcome it?
Whoa, this person is getting their money's worth. They got like loaded questions. Okay, great questions, Facebook user. So first question you ask a prospect once you've done listening to them for a bit is ask more questions. So let's say Daniel and I are jamming and, he's the prospect, I'm the salesperson. And then, we identify a pain. And let's say he needs more, I don't know, leads, right? And so I'd say, so how is that working for you? How many leads have you been getting per week or per month? And he'd say, not enough, maybe like 2 per week. And then I'd say, how long have you been struggling with this problem? So I keep on going to the pain and identifying the gap by expanding and exhausting that pain. So it's like the metaphor is if you go to the doctors, Daniel, and let's say you have a very sore pinched nerve in the back of your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And, as a doctor, this is a metaphor for sales. I try to diagnose the situation in the call. So I've done listening to them. They said it's in this area. Okay, so other areas are good. So in this area, does it hurt here? No, no. Ow, 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 ow. Stop, 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 stop. Okay, how long have you been dealing with this problem? I haven't been able to sleep for at least 2 or 3 months because it's been keeping up at night. This pinched nerve is not allowing me to, have mobility in my neck. Who have you tried? I've tried acupuncturists, I've tried massage therapists, I've tried chiropractors, I've tried everything. I've spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time. how much? So you said you've spent 3 months. Okay, you haven't been able to sleep. How much time have you lost? Well, I can't work. I'm on disability leave. How much money have you spent? I spent over $10,000 in the last 3 months. How much longer do you want to go on with this problem? Doctor, that's why I'm here. So you want to
Mm.
basically exhaust all the questions, identify the pain, and kind of probe and pinpoint the pain and identify the gap and say, okay, I have the solution for you. Would you like to sleep better tonight? Would you like the pain to be removed? Would you like to have the energy and the mobility that you have been lacking for the last 3 months? Yes, 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 yes. So the art of sales is listening and expanding and exhausting the questions to the point where they literally will raise the white flag. That's why all the objections are gone. You know, when you go into a fight, if the sales presentation is like a fight, a lot of people will be like, oh, 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 and it's like bulls, just ramming each other. But for me, I'm like, come, 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 come. And then, I'll take the energy and the speed and I'll go, whoo, right? Because they're going that direction
Amazing.
anyway. So I might as well take it. Aikido, right? And then they're on the ground. They're like, okay, I give up.
Amazing, amazing. Hey, if you guys are watching this, right? I mean, pay attention to small details because I mean, including myself, okay, I can notice the minute changes while Jay is talking, right? But when I first got started, when I have that objection, I know I need to ask a lot of questions, go into the pinpoints. But as soon as I hear people tell me they are dead broke, they have invested 10K in the past 3 months, immediately I'm gonna tell myself, oh, this guy has no money, right? I'm gonna be negotiating within myself. But you see what Jay did? Jay basically identify all the problems, find out what's the key, the biggest problem the prospect has, then basically just put it on their table. Okay, how long do you want to keep continue living like that? Then people gonna chase after Jay because he has solution.
Yeah. In
Awesome,
order to
awesome.
answer, and I wanted to answer that common objection. There's so many common objections. So let's say, I need to talk to my partner, or I need to talk to my spouse, or I need to talk to my wife, or I don't make any decisions without my business partner. That's a very, very common question in addition to I need more time, or I need to think about it, or, there's all these different questions. And we probably need to join the masterclass to learn all the different advanced 2.0 handling objections. But for this one in particular with like the spouse or the partner, true stories. I got so many stories, but one in particular, it was like just like Daniel is on the call, and what was your wife's name? Selena.
Selena, yes.
Selena. Okay, so see, I'm listening. I almost missed that. So I would say, so let's do a role play. So let's say the investment sounds like it's fair. Let's say it's 10K. You seem like the solution is a 10 out of 10, but then you're going to do I got to talk to my wife. Okay, and let's pretend that she's home and she's present and she's willing to come. So that's the scenario. Set up the stage. So Daniel, so everything that you said from your pain and the solution that we have for you, you mentioned that we're a 10 out of 10 in terms of being able to solve the problem that you're facing. So the investment right now is only $10,000 or a 2 pay at $6,000, whichever works best for you.
Well, Jay, I really, I mean, I'm sold. Okay, I'm really interested in what your coaching program. However, I mean, I really want to do this, but I'm recently just bought a home, and I pretty much spent all the money on the remodeling the house, and so I really need to talk to my wife about this because I cannot make the decision on my own, especially during this critical moment. So, can you give
Okay,
me some
cool.
time? Let me talk to my wife, then I get back to you.
Before we do that, I do resonate because I actually just bought a new home and renovating and remodeling it. So, and my wife's an accountant, so I
Wow,
completely understand the numbers.
congratulations.
Thank you. So the congratulations to you as well. So I know how strapped, in terms of cash can be. I know you've been struggling for 15 months trying to solve this problem. And, based on $100 an hour, I think the calculation is you probably put about 200 to maybe $250,000 on the table that you could have been making. And with my program, you're probably going to make more than that, to be honest. And if you wanted to, put it off for another 15 months, you're putting $500,000 on the table. Now, let me ask you before I let you go, because time is money. And I know she's your wife is your better half, Selena. So what is the possibility? Is she, how can we get your wife on the call? Is she in the house right now?
Yes, she is. Yes, She is.
Okay, so because I don't want to waste your time, and on a multiple calls, it may be difficult to get everyone on board because you're busy, you got young kids just like myself. Would you be able to call her into the room so we can help answer any questions that she may have?
I might, but I mean, I just want you. I just need to let you know. I mean, my wife is the complete newbie. She doesn't even know what we are talking about here. Uh, so yeah, do you think that do you think by having her talking to you, I mean, you are able to help her come to a decision with me? I
No, I don't think I could, but I think you could. So my goal is not to convince her. You're already convinced. She believes you. She doesn't trust me because I could be a perfect stranger or a supposed fake guru. But you trust me. You've known me. So my goal is not to convince her beyond her belief. My goal is to help you present the value to her. And my only being present is answering any questions or concerns or any payment options if that's a concern for her as well.
sounds good. Let me get my wife on the phone.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is an exact example of what happened. So the guy was doing very similar jam and talk and spiel with Daniel, and then he's like, "Okay, let me actually see if she's around." And then he went. He literally woke up her wife from a nap. Okay, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be woken up from a nap because I'm grumpy.
Right, right.
I'm probably hangry, right? And she's like coming out of this nap, and she's like, "What's this all about?" It was like, "What's this all about?" Right? And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that you were sleeping and your husband was gonna wake you up from your sleep." I just thought he
Oh,
mentioned that
that
you were
was a
milling
tough
around the house.
situation. That was a tough
Oh, it's
situation.
very difficult, very
Uh-huh.
difficult. So I said to her, just like I did with you, listen, we were talking about this coaching program that can help solve X, help you go from A to B, basically reiterating in like 30 seconds, because we don't have time. We don't want to go into the weeds of what you want as the husband and what you want for the dream in terms of the goal. You're looking at 10K months. You're looking at building a home. You're looking at expanding your investment options and properties and blah, 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 right? More vacations, more time with the wife, retire the wife, which you probably already have done. Congratulations on that. So all that to say is that I said to her, Selena, my job is not to convince you. My job is just to answer any questions. But Daniel already is a firm believer of what he wants to do. It's just a matter of, do you support him? Do you want his dreams to happen? And I'm just going to facilitate any questions that you may have where there's gaps. And so she asked him, she asked me, and she said, the only hiccup that I have is I don't know if my husband's going to do the work. Right? She's
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
him out.
Let me throw a tough question at you.
Yeah.
Hey, my husband already failed so many times. How can I be sure this time it's gonna work?
You know what? I can't guarantee that your husband's not going to fail, but I guarantee that if he doesn't do anything, he will continue to fail. So
Mm.
it is a risk. It is a risk. Other people will tell you what you want to hear, which is we're going to help you make $5,000 in 24 hours. I'm not going to tell you that. It's hard work. People have to be coachable. They have to show up. They got to put the work in. They got to put the time in. And even after that, we got to test, iterate, resonate, and then monetize. It's hard work. Making six figures or $1 million and even $5,000, $10,000 months. It's not easy, but it took me 10 plus years and $100,000 and 10,000 plus hours to crack the code. So my goal and my commitment is to accelerate that time and help your husband do that in 90 days or less.
I love it. Love it. Okay, cool. Another question from Philip. How do you lead them, okay, to the point of telling you their pain? Okay, let me elaborate on this. Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, Philip is working with me, and I have some students, right? I noticed that in their DM, in their engagement, especially they don't have any credibility yet, right? They're starting from
Mhm.
scratch. When they try to ask people to share their pain point, their challenges, nobody is willing to tell them like the real truth, right? Everybody try to brush it off. I'm good, everything is fine. Then try to sell you their stuff. So how do you actually lead them to the point that they trust you enough to tell you their pains?
So a couple of things. If you don't have the case studies or the results or testimonials, if you're in a team, which I believe you are, You leverage your team or your top earner because you're a team. So you share the assets and you pool the results and say, this is what we're able to do with this kind of program or this masterclass. And this is what our team has been able to do with our clients. So I'm guessing you have a wall of those. The other thing is, you know, ask them or leading them to the point of telling you their pain. It's, I'm not going to force you to make money. I'm not going to force you to live a life that you can only dream of. If you're not going to be able to tell them, so I say things like this, Daniel, you know, I can only go as deep as you go deep. So in this call, because time is money, I want to just get straight to the point. My goal is to help monetize your business. You said that the pain is getting more leads and closing more deals and hitting $10,000 months. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
currently I'm making over $50,000 a month, but I was in your shoes 24 months ago. This is you talking. This is your story, right? I'm talking.
Right,
This is
right.
out of script now. So you're
Cool.
telling them out of conviction, and when you say it out of conviction and passion, and they know you know exactly what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
then you say, it's up to you, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're hungry to, you know, help change your life. It's completely changed my life where we've moved, we've had, you know, been able to do multiple investment properties. We've been able to live a life that has been something that we never would have dreamed of. And we want to, you know, allow those people who are hungry, motivated, and want to invest in themselves to do these things as well. So are you a good fit? Are you ready to take action? Are you coachable? And these are pre-qualifying questions because they're the ones who are going to get the best results. If they don't qualify to any of those questions, I'll say, "Hey, Philip, we're not a good fit. I don't think we're ready to help you because of these reasons."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that, I mean that I mean that's the style I learned from you. I mean, when I first got started out, I mean, super valuable. uh and I noticed that you did this a lot. Number one, you are very sincere. You always try to help when people got on the phone with you, even if they are not your clients, right? You always
Yep.
refer other resources that, I mean, and I noticed that when you push people away sincerely, okay, maybe just because they are not good fit, all of them keep chasing after you. Can you
Yeah, I
elaborate
was
on that?
I can. So I was in a master class that I was teaching just before this call, and the couple that I disqualified for 3 months were in that call. And then one of the guys was asking a question, you know, why would you disqualify someone, or how do you disqualify someone if they're willing to pay you? So I said, with this couple in particular, I want to set this story up, and then I want you guys to unmute your mic, unbiased, tell me what exactly happened. So when you're qualifying or disqualifying or pre-qualifying, um, typically you can, you know, ask questions about where they're at, where their pain is. You know, are they willing to invest time and resources and finance to help solve that problem? How soon are they willing to start? Those are some really good questions. You can do a triage for 15 minutes instead of spending an hour wasting your time and their time. At the end of that 45-minute, 60-minute call, if you do not do the triage, you basically wasted 1 hour where you could have
Mm-hmm.
made money. So the 15-minute call is the save your time, save your butt, save everyone's time and headaches, and saying, we just want to make sure we're a good fit. So what I did with other people was, you know, this couple, they were not coachable. Number one, they even admitted that. Number two, their mindset was not in the right place. And number three, they were not ready in terms of timing. So I said, because these three things, maybe we should circle back in like 90 days. And they were so offended because they were like, I can't believe you're disqualifying us and telling us that you're not going to take our money. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, isn't it about getting you results versus taking your money? Because that's what everyone else or a lot of people are doing. They're just taking your money, not getting the results. So wouldn't it be more integrity if I disqualified you because I don't think you're going to get results the way that you're positioned, and wait till you're ready so that when you do come in, you'll actually get results? And they're like, we're very hurt by what you said, but we're going to take that and think about that. And then 3 months later, they said, we've taken your constructive criticism or your suggestions. We've actually changed our whole business model, and we've actually checked all the boxes that you mentioned. So we're ready to start. I'm like, great. So are you
That's
ready? Are you
amazing.
coachable? Are you willing to put time in? Are you willing to show up? And they said 110%. They made $28,000 in the first 30 days. They saved themselves from going bankrupt, and they actually saved their home from losing their home.
Oh my God, amazing, amazing. That's amazing. Uh, okay, we have another question. I mean, yeah, let's. If you have any question, drop them down here. Okay. We're gonna take maybe three more questions. Okay, if you have any questions, because Jay needs to hop on another. I mean, coaching call with his students. Okay. So if you have any questions, drop them right now, and let's take this question. Kristen is asking, okay, I got hung up on the wording of how to get someone to go to my opt-in page without sounding salesy. Any suggestions on wording in that situation?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not sure. I have to see the context, but typically, what works well, Kristen, is a VSL funnel, a video sales letter funnel. I don't know how you're structured, but most coaches and most entrepreneurs do not have a VSL funnel, which is a video sales letter funnel. Most people have a website or a digital business card, which I refer to, and I'm really sorry for all the real estate agents that are doing this, but it is what it is, and I'll call it out. I get all these flyers in my mail with all these, homes and da da da, and I just take them and I chuck them, right? And landing pages or websites are very much like that, where people have been so desensitized they don't look at it. So what you want to have is a video sales letter. Say, hey, it's Kristen Lin. If you're looking at hitting 10 figures without any paid ads in the first 30 days, I'm going to help you get your first 3 clients with my proven KL blueprint in 90 days guaranteed. Look at some of the results that we've gotten our students. Look at Daniel Chu. Look at Jay Lee. Look at Shelly. Look at Jared. And then you show these different testimonials, screenshots, before and afters, boom, 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 have some music in this video sales letter. Could be like 2 to 4 minutes. And then come back to you. The camera comes back to Kristen. Hey, so you guys have seen some of the results that we've been able to get our clients. We'd love to get you on a free breakthrough call to help you with going from X to Y. Click the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's great suggestion. And also, I want to share some small details. Okay, I mean the thing to differentiate the best and the average. Okay, I mean it comes down to details. And just to let you guys know that I mean Jay Lee is super busy, right? But when he message me sometimes and also to his prospects, right? He will do a quick video. Just use the video format to talk to me instead of just typing, right? So, Kristen, you might be able to incorporate that in your operation as well, just to shoot a quick video. Because if you can sincerely be authentic and just introduce yourself to the others, to the person on the other side of the phone, I mean that's super powerful. That's more powerful than what kind of messages you should type. Okay, another question from Philip. How do you engage and move from getting to know a person to introducing your offer without being salesy?
Wow, that's a great question, Philip. You know what? It's the humanization factor, Philip. Like, so many people are sliding into DMs and they're going straight to the pitch. I literally have been messaging some 7, 8-figure coaches for sometimes 6 to 8 months. I just got a DM with probably an 8, 9-figure coach last night. Very, very prominent, super influencer. And just connect with her on her post saying, that was really moving, or I can't believe someone said that, or I'm really sorry that this happened to you. And just built, and she actually replied back to me, just like a lot of these other people do.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I said, I'm launching a Sales Ninja show. And I actually just forgot to even mention it to you. Kind of like, Jeremy Miner does this really well, by the way. So shout out to Jeremy Miner. Like, so when he taught his door-to-door salespeople, I think they were selling hydro or energy or whatever, he would teach them. They would have a clipboard, when you see those people coming door to door for telecommunications or like their hydro, and they'll have their name tag.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hi, my name is Jay, and I just wanted to ask you, and boom, the door slams, right? But
Yeah.
his tactic, which is really interesting, is he'd be like ring the doorbell, open and knock on the door, and they'd open the door, and they'd be like, oh. And then you'd be like, oh, can I help you? Like, you're
Can I
like,
help you? Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was actually just in the neighborhood and I was just taking a quick scan. I'm really busy because I'm booked and I'm running from appointment to appointment because people are building solar panels right now, and they're being able to save their monthly costs, yearly costs, and they're also able to make money and send power back to the grid, and also create a revenue stream so that when they retire, they're not having to depend on their retirement funds. So we were actually just in the neighborhood canvassing just to see if you're interested in saving money, making money. But I have to run to another appointment quickly because I actually missed your house, and I just found it right now. So I just thought I'd knock on your door really quickly. So it's kind of like that, the confusion, like, can you help me out here? And they're
Uh-huh.
like, what? Like, instead of like, hi, I'm from telecommunications company and we're looking at checking your meter. And I'm like, get out of my house, right? Stop that. Versus like, it's a pattern interrupt, right? So there's different sales strategies. So all that to say, Philip, is it's building relationships over time. And I know that's a door-to-door example, which is like on the spot. It's a very powerful way to do it, by the way. But even in my DMs and my relationships building with these, significant influencers, it's kind of the posture of, I have no agenda. I have no sales pitch. I have no upsell. I'm not even trying to get you into my Facebook group. I'm here to listen. I'm here to serve. Is there any way that, I can come alongside and, because they're such influence, I'm like, can I just, like, Daniel, can I just hang on your coattails? You're an absolute, you know, uh, king or goat of affiliate marketing where you're doing 50K months. Let me just, get on your coattails or your cape and just ride the wave and learn from you. How can I serve you? What can I do to help make your life better? Right? When you have
Wow,
that
amazing.
attitude, that posture, you're going to be known.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Yeah, thank you, Jay. I mean today so many gold nuggets, okay? So I encourage you guys, even if you are watching this live, okay, go back, watch it again, okay? Pay attention to small details. You're going to pick up something new, okay, when you watch it again. And Jay, thank you so much for your time, okay? I mean, I know you are super busy, and thank you for coming on my show and also share with my audience about your sales strategies and also your the free sales ninja show, okay, which is be coming up next Tuesday, May 10 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also on Friday, May 13, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're gonna have that hot seat Q&A session that people can get on there and get your direct, guidance, okay, on this show. And also, if you guys, okay, want to learn more from Jay, okay, start from his free Facebook group. Including myself, I hang out in there all the time, okay, because there Jay constantly updated, release his latest resources, training materials in there, okay. So go in there and you're gonna find useful resources that you can apply in your business. So thank you, Jay. Is there any like give us that, your last
Yeah.
sentence
Okay.
for people who are struggling in sales, okay? If they don't have confidence in sales, if they think they hate selling, but we all know we got to sell something in order to generate revenue for your business. For those type of people, what would you say to them?
Do or do not. There is no try. It's May the 4th, and in light of Star Wars, it's a necessary thing that you need to learn and do and get really good at. And when you look at selling as serving and really listening to help transform lives, you will get more sales. And so really want to encourage you guys to really practice, do the reps. I literally had to practice my sales script like 50 to 100 times every single day. So really take the action. That's why I said, don't just think about it. Don't just procrastinate. You got to actually do the work and put the time in.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I'll see you guys in my next live and have a wonderful rest of your week. See you soon. Take care.